Sripada Srivallabha Charitamrutam, Chapter 6. Story of Narasavadhani. Next day, after finishing meditation and worship, etc., Tirumala Das began to narrate. Swami, Sripada Srivallabha is the origin for all this movable and immovable creation. He is like a banyan tree. His sub-incarnations are like branches of that tree. The roots, growing down from the branches of the banyan tree, though appear to have independent nature, their base is the banyan tree only. From deities, devils, to all living creatures, he is the refuge and resort. All forces emanate from him, and again they merge in him. To a person who reached the summit, all ways look alike. In the same way, people of different traditions find synthesis in the philosophy of Datta. All beings are surrounded by an aura. When I was in Pitapuram, a yogi came there. He was indicating how much aura was around a particular statue or how long the aura of a particular person in a particular color extended. He visited Sri Kukateshwara temple and wanted to test the length of the aura and its color of the self-manifested Datta. He had the vision of Sripada Srivallabha in the place of Swayambhu Datta. Profuse white light resembling lightnings spread around his head. Encircling that white light, blue light spreading up to the end of all directions became visible. That divine personage said to Yogi, "My child, you are wasting valuable time in mad pursuits to reckon the lengthwise expansion of the subtle bodies of others. First, you think about yourself. Death is imminent to you in a few days. So think of the ways of getting salvation. Verily, I am Datta, who is the origin of all doctrines and all truths. When great siddhas, great sages, and great devotees invited me with love, I incarnated in this Kali Yuga in Padagaya Kshetra. On hearing the preachings of Swami, the old tendencies of the yogi got extinguished. His power of knowing the aura of the subtle body merged completely in Sri Vallabha. Then he visited Sri Vallabha at his own residence and became fortunate. That yogi disclosed the pure white light spread around Sri Pada revealed that Sri Vallabha is very pure and is complete yoga avatar. The blue light shows that he is filled with infinite love and mercy. After the yogi left, an interesting discussion took place. How is the division of four castes to be decided? Is it according to the differences in the aura of subtle bodies? Or is it according to the consideration of caste and gotra? To which caste Upanayanam, that is, the Vedic investiture of sacred thread, has to be done? To which caste Upanayanam, according to the method of Puranas, have to be performed? Is Upanayanam related to the third eye, located in the center of the eyebrows? Or is it some other special thing? What is Meda Janam? Such discussion continued very heatedly. Pandits could not arrive at an unanimous opinion. Sri Maladi Bappanna Vadanalu Garu, famous as a true saint, was the president of Pitakapuram Brahmana Samajam. He was also called Bapanna Railu. He was worshipping mainly sun and fire. He was invited to preside over a sacrifice that took place at Pitakapuram. At the end of the sacrifice, there was torrential rain. All people were elated. Sri Vatsavahi Narasimha Varma, a Kshatriya, requested Sri Bapanna Vadanalu to reside in their village. The request of Sri Varma was rejected. Sri Bapanna Railu used to accept only the honorary remunerations given during sacrificial rites. If that money was tainted, he was not accepting it. Sri Varma was having a Kapila cow. He was very fond of it. Its name was Gayatri. That cow was giving abundant milk. It was very gentle in nature. At that time, information reached Sri Varma that Gayatri was not to be seen and that it missed somewhere. Sri Varma questioned Bapanna Railu, who was an astrological pandit, about the cow. Sri Bapanna Railu disclosed that the cow was with Khan Sahib, a butcher in Shyamalambupuram, that is Samalkota. He also told that immediately one should go there and recover the cow, failing which it shall be killed. While sending a person there, Sri Varma laid a condition to Bapanarayalu. The condition laid down was that if Gayatri comes back according to the words of Sri Bapanarayalu, he had to accept 3 Putlu land. Putlu is an extent of land that produces equal amount of grain of 2400 to 3000 seers and a habitable residence as gifts. Bapanarayalu was in a dilemma. If he would not accept the gift, Sri Varma would allow the cow to be killed. Then the sin of Gohatya, that is, killing of a cow, would visit upon him. He thought that accepting the gift was better than becoming exposed to the sin of cow slaughter. Gayatri was rescued. The residents of Pitakapuram were fortunate. Sri Bapanavadanalu became a landowner of 3 Putlu. He had residential accommodation for living. Sri Bapanarayalu had a son by name Venkavadani and a daughter by name Sumati. The horoscope of Sumati had all auspicious features, and her gait resembled the royal walk of an empress. So she was named Sumati Maharani. The name and fame of Sri Bapanarayalu spread on all directions. A Brahmin boy named Appala Lakshmi Narasimha Raja Sharma with the surname Ghandikota came to Pitakapuram from Iyanavili, a village in Godavari region. He hailed from the lineage of Bharadwaja sage, Apastamba Sutra, and belonged to Velanati Vaidika sect. There was the idol of Kalagni Shamanadatta in his house. During the time of worship, that idol was talking to Raja Sharma clearly and was giving him instructions. Appala Raja Sharma lost his parents in childhood. One day, while worshipping Kalagni, Shamana directed Raja Sharma to complete his education under the guidance of Maladi Bappanavadini, belonging to Haritasa Gotra, Apastamba Sutra, and Vaidika Velanati sect. So Raja Sharma came to Pitakapuram. As Datta ordered, Sri Bappanarayalu provided boarding facilities in his house to Raja Sharma, who came to him as a student. He did not allow him to beg for food in various houses. Sri Bappanarayalu used to worship Lord Shiva during the time of Shani Pradosha, that is, Saturday evening. The ladies of the house were performing religious ceremonies to Lord Shiva during the time of Shani Pradosha. In ancient times, Nanda and Yashoda performed worship of Shiva during the time of Shani Pradosha. As a result, they were blessed with the fortune of bringing up Sri Krishna. Sri Narasimha Varma, Sri Venkatapaya Shrishti, and some other prominent Vaishyas, those belonging to merchant community, were unfailingly participating in the adoration of Shiva along with Sri Bappanaraya. The voice from Kukateshwara Swami about the marriage between Sumati and Appala Raja Sharma. Once, during Shani Pradosha time, after the worship of Lord Shiva, a brilliant electric luster beamed from Sri Kukateshwara Shivalinga. Then a profound voice was heard saying, "My child, Bapanaraya, give your daughter Sumati Maharani in marriage with Appala Raja Sharma unhesitatingly. The universal will would be achieved. No individual in this animate or inanimate creation has any authority to violate this great decision. This is the decision of Lord Datta." This voice was heard by Venkatappaya Shrishti, Narasimha Varma, and all those who were present. All of them were astonished. Information was sent to relatives, kith and kin of Raja Sharma in Ayanavili. Marriage of Raja Sharma with Sumati Maharani was decided. It was a regrettable matter that Raja Sharma was not having even a house. Sri Venkatappaya Shrishti told that he had many houses and that he would offer one of them to Raja Sharma. Raja Sharma would not accept any donation. Shreshti spoke with the relations of Raja Sharma and arranged for the evaluation of the house that he would own as an heirloom. It was valued as worth of 1 varaha, that is, a coin of money equals to 3.5 or to 4 rupees. The house of Shreshti was valued at a minimum of 12 varahas. Raja Sharma expressed his inability to pay the difference of 11 varahas. Then Shreshti stated that he would sell his house for 1 varaha only. Shreshti said, if you object to take the house as a gift, you take the house by paying 1 varaha. All have agreed that whatever is stated by Shreshti was according to the tenets of Dharma. The marriage of Srimati Maharani and Appala Lakshmi Narasimha Raja took place amid the chanting of Vedas by great Vedic scholars. The marriage was conducted to the accompaniment of auspicious melodies from musical instruments in a grand manner. The incarnation of Sripada Sri Vallabha came to dispel the darkness of ignorance. It arrived to remove the limping progress of people in physical and spiritual matters. Therefore, Lord Datta commanded the deity of time and deity of action. In pursuance of his command, one blind boy representing gloomy ignorance and a lame boy representing the halting progress in worldly and supra-worldly spheres were born to Raja Sharma. Sumati and Raja Sharma were greatly dismayed that their 2 children were disabled. There is a famous Vigneshwara temple in Ayanvalli. Once their relations brought the holy offering of that Lord Vigneshwara to Pitakapuram. Sumati and Raja Sharma received the Mahaprasad. That night, Airavat, that is, an elephant, was seen by Sumati Maharani in her dream. In the next few days, conch, disc, mace, lotus, trident, various deities, sages, siddhas, yogis, and other similar holy persons were appearing in her dream. After some days, she was experiencing divine revelations even in her wakeful state. When her eyes were closed, she was viewing hermits doing penance, sages and others with divine luster and variegated hues like pictures on a screen. When Sumati Maharani consulted her father Bapanarayana, he told that all these signs indicate the birth of a great Mahapurusha with complete auspicious features. The uncle of Sumati Maharani, Sridhar Pandit, said, Amma, Sumati, there is a relationship between Vishaka, the birth star of the planet, Ravi, and the incarnation of Sri Rama. Similarly, there is a relation between Kritika, the birth star of planet Chandra, and the incarnation of Sri Krishna. There is a relationship between the planet Mars, born in Purvashada star, and the incarnation of Sri Lakshmi Narasimha. There is a relationship between the planet Buddha, born in Shravana star, and the incarnation of Buddha. There is a relationship between the planet Jupiter, born in Purva Palguni star, and the incarnation of Vishnu. There is a relationship between the planet of Venus, born in Pushami star, and the incarnation of Bhargava Rama. There is a relationship between the planet Saturn, born in Revati star, and the incarnation of Kurma, that is, tortoise. There is a relationship between the planet Rahu, born in Bharani star, and the incarnation of Varaha, that is, wild bear. There is a relationship between the planet Ketu, born in Ashlesha star, and the incarnation of Matsya, that is, fish. The time of your question concerns a divine secret. Therefore, a doubt is lurking in my mind that Lord Datta, who controls the position and movements of crores of planets, stars, and greater universes, is likely to be born. The perennial excellence and grandeur of Lord Datta. That information was conveyed by Sumati Maharani to Raja Sharma. Raja Sharma told that he would ask Kalagni Shamana Datta during the time of worship. None should see during the worship of Kalagni Shamana. After worship, Datta sits face to face in human form and speaks. Then he would merge into the idol. This was a daily affair. Raja Sharma would not submit petty matters or selfish problems. But that day, during the time of worship, Datta appeared very placid. After the worship, Datta sat before Raja Sharma. He called, "Come, Sridhara." One form emerged from Datta and immersed in meditation before Datta. Datta again made sign with his finger and called, "Come, Sridhara." Immediately that form merged in Datta. Raja Sharma was wondering at this. Lord Datta told Raja Sharma, "The form you have just seen is one of the sub-incarnations that come in the ensuing years. Even the liberated souls who merge in me should come out when I call them. When I order to depart, they should fade out at once. My sportive excellence is not limited only to the earth. All the globes in the universe are play balls in my hands. If I kick once with my leg, one is thrown away into billions of miles. I am beyond birth and death." Saying so, he touched the center of the eyebrows of Raja Sharma. Immediately it dawned upon Raja Sharma that he was born as Vishnu Datta in one of the yugas, and his wife was the name Sushila, was born as Somi Devamma at that time. All the past came to his memory. Sri Datta spoke thus: "When I appeared before you in that yuga, I asked you to request for any wish. You did not ask any correct wish. You invited me to your house for partaking meals in connection with annual ceremony of your ancestors. I took meals along with the sun and fire gods. I granted permanent Brahma Loka to your forefathers. I went to incarnate as Sripada Srivallabha. For the last 100 years, I am giving my darshan as Sripada Srivallabha to yogis and great people." In Treta Yuga, sage Bharadwaja conducted Savitra Kataka Chayanam sacrifice in Pitakapuram. The holy ashes of that sacrificial fire formed into huge mountains. Hanuman carried those ashes to heaven, earth, and Patala worlds. In Martya Loka, those ashes were thrown in Dronagiri of Himalayan region and in some other regions. While Hanuman was carrying those ashes, one small piece fell in Gandharvanagar, that is Ganagapur. Gandharvanagar is the holy confluence of Bhima and Amaraja rivers. After retracing my incarnation as Sripada Srivallabha, I will be born as Sri Nrsimha Saraswati in Meena Lagna. I will display many miracles in Gandharvanagar and remain for 300 years in the Kadalivana of Sri Shaila in Tapo Samadhi. After that, I live in Pragnapuram with the name Swami Samartha and leave my mortal body when Saturn enters Meena Rashi. Raja Sharma explained to his wife with the announcements of Lord Datta. Satya Rushishwar Bapana Rayulu averred, "My child Raja Sharma, you were the pious one who offered meals during annual ceremony of your ancestors to Lord Datta, sun god and fire god in the ancient times. Datta in any form may ask for meals during this birth, even if it happens to be a day of ceremony in memory of the males. And even if the revered guests have not taken meals, you offer meals to Datta when he asks without any hesitation. My child Sumati, please keep a note of these things carefully." Shankar Bhatt, the sportive plays of Lord Datta are unprecedented, unthinkable, and unheard of so far. Birth of Sripada Srivallabha. On Mahalaya Amavasya day, Raja Sharma was making arrangements for the ceremony of his ancestors. Then a cry of supplication, "Bhavati Bhiksham Dehi," was heard at the entrance of the house in the street. Sumati Maharani gave alms to the Avadhuta. He asked her to request for any boon. Sumati said to Avadhuta, "Swami, you are an Avadhuta. Your words are self-fulfilling ones. Elders are telling that the incarnation of Sripada Srivallabha will be attracted towards the earth very shortly. In what form Lord Datta is now roaming? It is heard that Lord Datta is wandering on this earth from the last 100 years. You told me to ask for any wish. I have a desire to see the form of Sripada Sri Vallabha." On hearing those words, Avaduta broke into horrible laughter that shook the worlds. Sumati Maharani felt that the whole universe in her vicinity disappeared in a trice. A 16-year handsome lad in the attire of a sage appeared before her and said, "Mother, verily I am Sripada Sri Vallabha. I am Datta. You wanted me to show you Sri Vallabha in Avaduta form. To satisfy your desire, I am giving you the vision of Sri Vallabha. You can ask me for anything in this Sri Vallabha form of mine. You gave me food. In return, I want to grant some boon. People in this world doing sinful acts intentionally derive bad habits and results. If good deeds are done intentionally, good results are achieved. Performing good deeds without any desire is called akarma. On account of akarma, another result associated with punya or papa has to be granted. This is under the control of God. Sri Krishna extolled Arjuna to kill Kauravas because he did akarma. The idea is that such killing will not entail any sin. The slaying of Kauravas was a divine decision. You and your husband did a lot of akarma. Therefore, some things have to be done for the welfare of the world. Express your wish without any hesitation. I will definitely grant it." The desire of Sumati Maharani after the vision of Lord Datta. Sumati Maharani saw that supernal auspicious figure of Sripada Sri Vallabha and fell on his feet and paid obeisance. Sripada Sri Vallabha lifted Sumati Maharani from the ground and said, "Mother, it is a ludicrous matter that a mother should fall on the feet of her child. It diminishes the lifespan of the child also." Then Sumati submitted, "Lord Sripada Sri Vallabha, you called me mother. Therefore, you agree that I am your mother and you are my child. Yours is a true word. So make that word a reality. Please take birth as our son." Then Sri Charna spoke thus, "Tathastu. I will be born in the same form of Sripada Sri Vallabha which you witness now." Mother, falling on the feet of a child results in the diminution of the lifespan of the child. I will not violate the principles of righteous conduct and destiny. Therefore, I will live for only 16 years as your child. For that, Sumati began to lament, "Oh, what an offense happened! Is the life only for 16 years? Sripada said, "Mother, I will conduct myself till 16 years according to your wishes. After 16 years, a boy has to be regarded as a friend, and no restrictions should be imposed. You should not compel me to marry. You must give permission to me to become an ascetic and wander freely. If you coerce me against my will, I will not remain in your house." After saying that, Sripada quickly left the place. Sumati Maharani was dumbfounded for some time. She explained to her husband all that transpired. Appala Raja Sharma said, "Sumati, don't grieve. Your father has already hinted that Sri Datta would visit our house seeking alms in this fashion. Sri Datta is an ocean of mercy. Let the birth of Sripada Sri Vallabha take place. Afterwards, we may think about other things." The news that an Avaduta visited the house of Appala Raja Sharma spread in the town. It was discussed that Bhiksha was offered to Avaduta even before the Brahmins took their meals on the day of Mahalya Amavasya, which was the utmost importance to the mains. Sri Bappanavadanalu said, "The birth of Sripada Sri Vallabha is known to all. To prostrate before an Avaduta is also proper, so there is no lapse on the part of Sumati. To prostrate before a child may shrink the lifespan, but to prostrate before an Avaduta is not wrong." The Brahmins of Pitakapuram were very much jealous about this matter. One scholar among them, known as Narasavadhani, was highly envious. On Amavasya day, all people will be busy in performing commemorative ceremonies to their forefathers. It became a difficult problem to procure Brahmin guests for the ritualistic feasts. However, Bappanarayulu told that no difficulty would arise in the house of Appala Raja Sharma. Sri Raja Sharma was in meditation of Kalagni Shamana. In the meanwhile, 3 guests arrived. The commemorative function of the forefathers was conducted without any obstacle. My child Shankarabhat, today it became an important debatable point whether Vaishyas have the authority for Vedic sacred thread ceremony. The council of Brahmins assembled. A scholar named Asutosh of Navadvip from Bengal came to Padagaya Kshetra. He was having old Nadi books with him. He was also invited to the council of Pandits. Sri Bappana Railu told that in the spiritual discipline, Brahmins, Vaishyas and Kshatriyas stand on equal footing. Therefore, Vedic Upanayanam was admissible according to ancient Dharma to those castes. For others, Upanayanam in the Puranic tradition could be performed if they so desire. Caste, gender and age were no impediments for attaining wisdom. There were Vaishya sages in Siddhas, and one Vaishya sage named Labhada became a Siddha by the grace of Lord Datta. Man would derive benefits in all endeavors if the grace of Labhada Maharshi is available. Sri Bapanaraya's decision was acclaimed by all. However, this decision became painful to a Pandit known as Narasavadhani. He was an adept in dogmatic argument. He was a devotee of goddess Baglamukhi. He worshipped that goddess every day. He would wash his face before commencement of arguments. He chants the incantation of Baglamukhi. Then he would proceed to argue. It was difficult to defeat him at that time. Sri Bappanarayalu was a pious one who recited Gayatri Mantra many crores of times. Both of them never indulged in a head-on collision course during arguments. Narasavadhani washed his face and meditated upon the mantra. Sripada Srivallabha was having very close relation with his maternal grandfather even from a very young age. So he was accompanying his grandfather to the meetings of Brahmin Parishad, that is, an assembly of Brahmins. No one was obstructing the charming young boy. That day, Narasavadhani felt uneasy with the presence of Sri Vallabha in the meeting. Narasavadhani thought it was wrong for a young lad to attend a conference of great scholars. Before commencing arguments, after reciting Baglamukhi mantra, he requested and questioned Sripada as to why he came there. For that, Sripada replied, "Grandad, it is not proper to attend uninvited. As you called me in the prescribed systematic manner, I came. I will go if you ask me to. What is it for me? I am a free one. I am a boy." Narasavadhani thundered that Sripada should quit. Sri Raja Sharma took his son away. Narasavadhani, who wanted to start arguments, could not speak. In spite of great effort, no word came out of his mouth. Ashutosh, who was watching all this, laughed hilariously. The decision of Bappanarayalu was carried out in the meeting. Vedic Upanayanam was prescribed for Vaishyas. A decision took place about the Nadi books available with Asutosh. It was suggested that in the Nadi books that the birth time of Sripada Srivallabha should be calculated according to the mathematical formulae given in the Sandra Sindhu Veda. It was determined that Sripada was born in the early hours of Ganesh Chaturthi in Chaitra star in Simha, that is Leo, Lagna, and Thula, that is Libra, Rashi. About Sripada, it was mentioned that he was an incarnation of Sri Datta, and at his feet were marked with all auspicious features. He bears a worthy name as Sripada Srivallabha. It was further noted that his horoscope should not be given to anyone and that it will reach in course of time through Akshaya Kumar of Tripura belonging to Jain religion. All that would happen according to the divine plan, and it would reach Pitapuram as a part of divine play. Asutosh went to the house of Sripada Srivallabha to see him. Sri Vallabha said, "Today's star is Chitra. I am very pleased if anyone worships me on the day of my birth star. You came with pure devotion, so I am blessing you. Ask for anything you desire." Then Asutosh said, "Lord, I learnt that Narasavadhani is a devotee of Baglamukhi. I thought of having a vision of Ambika through his assistance. My desire became a hope in vain. I understood that Ambika was furious with him." Sripada immediately said, "Yes, it is Ambika that he worships." Ambika, who was with the subtle body of Narasavadhani until then, merged in me the moment he asked me to leave. I am the personification of all gods and goddesses. Have the fortune of Ambika Darshan. Saying so, he appeared as Baglamukhi before Asutosh. Fully satisfied, Asutosh left for Peninsula Kona, that is, Penchalakona, Nellore district. He reached the land of penance of Kanva Maharshi in the forest of Penchalakona as per the instructions of Sripada. Sripada told him that he would be born in Maharashtra in the Vajasaneyi branch of sage Kanva. He added that he will bless him when he incarnates again and that he will be one among his chief disciples who witness all the extraordinary miracles as a treat for his eyes. Sripada asked him to immediately move. Marvelous spectacles appearing at the time of birth of Sripada. Then I said thus, "Sir, please narrate some more miracles of Sripada witnessed by you. Let me have that fortune." Then Tirumala Das began. Shankara Bhatt, Narasavadhanalu was enraged with Bapanarayalu. He wanted to insult him how or the other. He thought that Bapanarayalu was responsible for his loss of favor with the deity Bagalamukhi. He was propagating that Bapanarayalu nullified his efficiency of that mantra through some tantric application. He was much more troubled about the details relating to the incarnation of Sri Vallabha. He was arguing that the Nadi books were unreliable and that it was a sacrilege on the part of Bapanarayalu to offer food to a fish-eating Bengali Brahmin. He was further arguing that no man can be an incarnation of Purna Brahma and that a young lad like Sripada cannot be Lord Datta, who is omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient. He was mischievously misrepresenting the supranormal activities of Sripada, who was uttering Pranava, that is, Om, from his infancy, who was speaking about the scriptures in Sanskrit even when he was rollicking in the cradle, who was exhibiting extraordinary intelligence disproportionate to his age. He was spreading rumors that a Brahmin Vedic scholar who died took shelter in the body of the boy and was speaking in this unnatural way. He was maintaining that the self-manifested Datta in Sri Kukuteshwara temple was the real benefactor and that it was wrong to treat the boy as Datta. When Sripada Sri Vallabha was born, a cobra with 3 hoods was holding its hoods as an umbrella wherever he was kept for 18 days. He came out of the mother's womb as a dazzling illumination. Sumati Maharani fainted immediately after he was born. Auspicious musical notes from musical instruments were heard from the labor room. After some time, an invisible voice warned all people to leave the room. 4 Vedas, 18 Puranas, great persons arrived in the shape of brilliant lights to great Sripada. Sacred Vedic mantras were heard outside the room. Silence spread after some time. This astonishing incident was perplexing and beyond comprehension even to Bapanarayalu. The sportive plays of Sripada's childhood. A year elapsed after the birth of Sripada Sri Vallabha. He was attending to the conferences of scholars along with his grandfather, even when he was a child of few months' age. Sri Charan used to freely walk, deliver discourses on scriptures and making wonderful miracles even when he was a boy of few months' age. The residents of Pitakapuram were thinking that a great scholar who died entered into the body and performing all these works. They were also thinking that Bapa Narayana and Raja Sharma were wrongly considering him as an incarnation of Datta without giving proper medical treatment to the boy, and that was not an acceptable matter. As Pitakapuram is Padagaya Kshetra and an important Kshetra for the departed ancestors, and as some tantrics who could speak with the dead souls resided in Pitakapuram, such arguments as above gained strength. As I came from Malyadipuram, I was washing the clothes in the houses of Sri Bapanarya and Sri Raja Sharma. The washerman who was washing the clothes in the houses of Narasavadhani died due to old age, was having one son. He migrated to Konkanadam, which is called Vasyapura Agraharam, that is Kakinada. Therefore, I was engaged to wash the clothes in the house of Narasavadhini. As I was having intimacy with the family of Sri Bapanarya, I was changed as a person of auspicious desires. The flame of spiritualism grew in me. Instead of personally washing the clothes of Narasavadhini, I entrusted the work to my eldest son, Ravidas. If I see Narasavadhini on any day, I was getting disturbance in my stomach and I was not in a position even to eat food. I was able to wash the clothes of those families who are having auspicious desires. Divya Anugraha of Shripada on Tirumaladas. Ravidasu is my eldest son, born to my first wife. Instead of myself, I was getting the clothes of Narasavadhini washed by Ravidas. Narasavadhini somehow came to know about it. He ordered me to wash his clothes. Orders of elders are to be complied with. I washed the clothes while recollecting the name of Sripada. Ravidas took them to the house of Narasavadhini. Strangely, Narasavadhini felt as if scorpions and poisonous centipedes crawled on his body when he wore the washed clothes. However, there was no effect on other members of his family. Narasavadhini was troubled as if his body was put on burning fire. The clothes were like apparels of fire for him. He sent word for me. He told me that I introduced some evil spirits into his clothes through witchcraft and I would be punished for this heinous act. He lodged a complaint with the judicial officer. The judicial officer exonerated me. My child Shankara, but the plays of Sripada are unthinkable. After I returned home from the judicial officer, Sripada came to our house as a fresh young person of 16 years. From the time of his birth, Sripada was appearing to his devotees according to his chosen age. It appears quite natural to those who were having direct contact with the sportive place of Sripada. With utter excited amazement, I submitted, Swami, you are born in a superior Brahmin caste. It is not good to come to the colony of washermen. For that, Sripada replied, Whom do you think is Narasavadhini? He is a washerman carrying on his head a load of sin, comparable to the washerman's bundle, whereas you are a washerman yearning for a Brahmagnana, that is, knowledge of Absolute. Hence, you are a superior Brahmin. Therefore, it is not unreasonable for me to come here. Then I fell on the feet of Sripada and sobbed. Seeing me with his ambrosial looks, he lifted me from the ground with his divine hands. He kept his divine hands on my head. Then the whole of my past life came to my memory. The yogic forces in me reached a state of momentum. The Kundalini Shakti was activated. Sripada disappeared quietly with slow steps. Narasavadhini growing Totakura in his house. The Totakura in his house was very tasty. He was not giving that vegetable to anyone, even after their strong pleadings. Only when he was expecting great return from anyone, he would give that Totakura to that person. Sripada requested his mother to cook Totakura curry. He asked her to collect the vegetable only from the house of Narasavadhini. This appeared as an impossible task. His grandfather, Bapanarayulu, said, My dear Sripada, tomorrow morning you better request Narasavadhini to give you Totakura. I will carry you to their house. If Narasavadhini would not oblige, you should not insist about that matter. Sripada agreed for that. Next morning, Bapa Narayulu carried Sripada to the house of Narasavadhini. Bapa Narayulu told Sripada that elders should be respected and the blessings were to be obtained. Sripada agreed. Narasavadhani sat on the pile outside his house. He was having a shika, that is, a large tuft of hair coil on his head. A barber just came there and was trying to shave Narasavadhani. Sripada, who was sitting there on the shoulders of his grandfather, saw Narasavadhani and saluted him with folded hands. Narasavadhani was taken aback at this sudden happening. The incisive looks of Sripada fell on the shika on the head of Narasavadhani. The shika on Narasavadhani's head fell down effortlessly. He was in a confused state and did not understand how his shika fell on its own accord. Then Sripada said to his grandfather, "Grandpa, the shika at the top of Narasavadhani's head was very dear to him. Now it fell down on its own accord. It will not be nice for me to ask him now for green leafy vegetable which was very much loved by him. Why should I subject him to more misery when he is already having intense sorrow? Let us go to our house." After that, Sripada never asked for Totakura. Narasavadhani came to know the trick played in the salute made to him by Sripada. When he sat in meditation, a bright person closely resembling him came to him. Narasavadhani asked him who he was and where he was going. That bright person said, "I am Punya Sharira, that is, body of merit, inside your body. You have recited Vedas numerous times so far. You worshipped self-manifested Datta. When that very Datta incarnated as Sri Vallabha, you insulted him. If you have the least degree of love and affection you harbor for your Totakura and Pilaka towards Sripada, your birth would have been redeemed. Destruction of moha, that is infatuation, is moksha, that is liberation. You are shackled by the bonds of moha. You are going to face penury very shortly. To avert it, Sripada desired to make donation of vegetables from you. Had you offered him Totakura as requested, the impending poverty would have been neutralized. Not only that, you would have been granted with wealth. You have spoiled such an opportunity with your own hands. Even then, Sripada is an ocean of mercy. He is going to conceal his present incarnation and will take another incarnation. At that time, you will take birth as a poor Brahmin. You will grow Totakura in your house even then. At the appropriate time, I will re-enter your body. Afterwards, Sripada will visit your house and eat the curry of Totakura cooked and served with love. He will grant you wishes. I am, however, leaving you for the present. The salutation of Sripada was not intended for you. It was a command to me, who is an embodiment of your merit, to leave you and merge with him. As you received the obeisance of Sripada, you lost the merit personified in my form residing you. Only the personified sin remained in you. Saying so, the Punya Purusha merged in Sripada. From that time onwards, the living conditions of Narasavadhani deteriorated. No one was caring for his word. The luster that was in his body disappeared. Cholera spread in Pitakapuram. Many people were dying. The doctors concluded that due to the pollution of water, bacteria was growing and they were responsible for the spread of epidemics. Fear-stricken people prayed Bapanarya to save them from the dreadful disease and to find out the ways prescribed by scriptures for the good of the people. They requested him to take suitable steps immediately. Sri Bapanaraylu viewed the problem with inner sight. He found out that the disease was caused by the pollution in the airy hemisphere and not due to the pollution of water. The doctors bluntly told that the statement of Bapanaraylu was against the tenets of medical science and therefore it was not acceptable. People were performing various pujas to village goddess and offering many animal sacrifices to appease her. When an animal is killed, its life force would be forcibly released. By chanting of mantras, that life force would come under the control of the person offering the animal sacrifice. Bapanaraylu stated that many yogic practices were available for increasing the pranic force and that many sattvic ways of worship existed, and sattvic modes of worship were to be adopted to propitiate the village goddess. In spite of that advice, people did not stop from offering animal sacrifice. Some person who had faith in Sripada Srivallabha and his divine actions asked him about this matter. Then Sri Charana told him that he ordered village goddess not to ask for animal sacrifice, and that she went to the seaside for a bath, and that by offering milky pudding, goddess Kali would be pacified. He directed that the information should be widely made known to the people of that village and the nearby villages through a proclamation by the beat of a tom-tom on a leather drum. When asked who should be employed for the purpose, Sripada told them that Venkaya, who was suffering from cholera, was to be selected for the job, and he must be told that it was his command. The faithful devotees of Sri Vallabha went to Venkaya. Venkaya was nearing death. When the command of Sripada was conveyed, he fainted. After a gadiya, he became normal and regained complete health. This news became a widely discussed item in Pitakapuram. The proclamation by the beat of tom-tom was made by Venkaya. Bapanarya wanted a big vessel, filled it with water, to be placed in his presence. He chanted some mantras capable of destroying the poisonous creatures. These poisonous worms from the airy region fell into the watery vessel, making a fluttering sound. The impurity in the airy region was eliminated. The dreadful disease left Pitakapuram. On Ganesh Chaturthi, which happened to be the birthday of Sripada, Raja Sharma along with his wife took Sripada to the house of Bapanarya. Whenever Sri Bapanarya tried to observe the lotus feet of Sripada to see the auspicious signs, his eyes were dazzled with very brilliant lights. So he could not see the auspicious signs of Sri Mahavishnu. This was rather puzzling for him. On that day, in the early morning, Bapanarya saw divine footprints on the husk extracted from the pounded rice. Bapanarya asked his daughter Sumati, "Amma, who had gone this way?" Sumati replied, "Who else? Your beloved grandson went this way." Those footprints appeared to belong to a boy of 16 years. The grandfather took Sri Vallabha into his lap and observed his Sri Charanas. Then the dazzling lights which were appearing before his eyes previously were not to be seen. The divine features declaring that he was really the incarnation of Lord Datta appeared before him. He kissed the divine Sri Charanams and decided that the boy was verily Lord Datta. Then some words were uttered from the mouth of Bapanarya effortlessly. There was no need for their grammatical correctness or for their flawless prosody. Sripada silently wiped the tears that trickled from the eyes of his grandfather. He said, "Grandfather, you attracted the vital force from the sun and transferred to the Mallikarjuna Shivalinga in Sri Shaila. At the same time, the vital force from the sun was attracted towards the Mahabaleshwar in Gokarna and the self-manifested Datta in Padagaya Kshetra. I wanted to charge the Gokarna Kshetra with much more energy. My intention was to liquidate the undesirable vibrations of the people in Mahabaleshwara into the Atmalinga of Parameshwara and transcend good vibrations to the dependents. In the same way, I wanted to invest Mallikarjuna, who grants liberation by mere sight, with more strength. You are a truthful sage. You decided that I would not be short-lived because mother had saluted my feet. I affirmed that as my mother prostrated on my feet in the form of Sri Vallabha, I would live for a short span. To avoid conflict between our words, I intend to live in your house for only 16 years. I have to favor the spiritual aspirants who desire release from the bonds of worldly existence. You want that I should live forever? I would fulfill that also. This magnificent divine shape bearing the name Sripada Srivallabha would be concealed. Even after the advent of Nrsimha Saraswati, the Sripada Srivallabha form would stand as an eternal reality. Incarnating as Nrsimha Saraswati, I would be in penance in the plantain forest for 300 years. Afterwards, I take shape as Swami Samartha in Pragnapur and transform my life force into a peepal tree and merge in the Shivalinga at Sri Shaila. Bapannarya regarded all this with wonder and astonishment. The first birthday celebrations of Sripada were held in his grandfather's house with great pomp. A strange thing happened that day in Pitakapuram. When Narasavadhani, the priest, and some other went to Kukateshwara temple in the morning, they found that the idol of self-manifested Datta missing. The news of the disappearance of the idol spread like wildfire in the village. A tantric who was jealous of Narasavadhani undertook propaganda that Narasavadhani, who was cultivating evil practices, was the one who caused the disappearance of the idol. Then the Brahmin community of Pitakapuram resolved to thoroughly search the house of Narasavadhani. When asked, Bapannarya told the truth will come out only after a steady wait, and that he felt silence was more appropriate at that time. He also added that he would speak at an appropriate time. When some portions in the house of Narasavadhani were dug, human skulls and some articles connected with evil rituals were found. Even though Narasavadhani was innocent, he was stamped as a practitioner of witchcraft and evil worship. His health was going down day after day. There was a barren cow in his house. It was also treated as bullock and used for agricultural activities. Narasavadhani did not feed it properly. The tantric introduced an evil spirit in that cow. One day it broke down the bonds fasting it. It fiercely pierced the inmates in the house and destroyed the Totakura garden developed with love by its master. No one could bind it with rope. It was the day of annual ceremony of Narasavadhani's mother. Garis, round cakes made of black gram, and some more victuals were prepared sumptuously. That cow ate the food preparations in the cooking place of the house of Narasavadhani. The guests of the ceremony finished their meals by that time, but the inmates of the house did not take meals. Sripada was teasing his father Raja Sharma that they should go to the house of Narasavadhani. Raja Sharma took Sripada with him and stood in front of the house of Narasavadhani. In the meanwhile, the cow of Narasavadhani came out. Sripada asked his father to keep him on the ground. That cow went around Sripada thrice, and afterwards it prostrated before the auspicious feet of Sripada and breathed its last. This incident was commented upon by the people of Pitakapuram in various ways. It was commented that the poison was mixed inadvertently in the black ram cakes. The holy guests of ceremony were luckily saved, but the cow died of poisonous effect. It was also held that Narasavadhani would be guilty of killing a cow and that sin would affect him. These comments were causing a lot of anguish to Narasavadhani. As the cow circumambulated Sripada and died, many people considered that Sri Charanam possessed extraordinary divine qualities. As Raja Sharma was having some knowledge of Ayurvedic medicine, he was treating Narasavadhani on his request. When even Raja Sharma was going to the house of Narasavadhani, Sripada was also going with him. In spite of the greatness of Raja Sharma, as a physician, the health of Narasavadhani deteriorated further. On one day, Narasavadhani died. Rumors, false propaganda, attempts at twisting untruth as truth and vice versa were very much rampant in Pitakapuram. Raja Sharma gave medicine with good intention, but his endeavour did not succeed. After all, birth and death are under the control of God. Some people thought that Narasavadhani died on the account of a tantric application by a tantric. Some others thought that Raja Sharma did not treat Narasavadhani properly due to the animosity and that he would have lived if treated by another doctor. Some others opined that it was unreasonable to regard Sripada Sri Vallabha as an incarnation of Datta. In spite of daily visits of Sri Vallabha to the house of Narasavadhani, he died. Hence, Sripada was an ordinary boy. That was how some people thought about the matter. It was also resolved that as a cow died from poison, Narsavadhani also died from the terrible sin of killing a cow, and that some more corpses would go to the burial ground from that house. It was suggested that for the removal of the sin of cow killing, the following measures were to be taken. Liberal donations should be given to Brahmins. A golden idol of cow should be donated to the Brahmins. Propitiatory sacrifices should be conducted for 40 days. Free meals should be served to the Brahmins every day during the period of sacrifices. These are the measures for removing the sin of killing a cow. To organize all the above programs, the entire property of Narasavadhani had to be sold. This matter was also like a thunderbolt to the family of Narasavadhani. The corpse of Narasavadhani was carried to the burial ground for funeral. Raja Sharma, Sripada and Sri Bapanarya consoled the family members of Narasavadhani. The wife of Narasavadhani held the hands of Sripada and wept. Sripada, I was going for a parantum, that is, an assembly of married women at each other's house during a festival, at any distance for a pinch of turmeric and kumkum. If you are Datta, is it impossible for you to revive your Narsanna Tata? Sripada, with an ambrosial heart, wiped her tears with his divine hands and remained silent. The funeral procession started. Raja Sharma, Sripada, Sri Bappanarya, all of them participated in the funeral procession. The eldest son of Narasavadhani was trying to lit the funeral pyre. 2 drops of tears from the eyes of Sripada fell on the ground. With a thundering sound, Sripada said, "Oh, I saw a son lighting the pyre of a dead father, but I have not seen a son lighting the pyre of a living father." Then all people were looking with astonishment. Sripada slowly touched with his thumb the center point of eyebrows of Narasavadhani on pyre, and again touched his own center of eyebrows. Narasavadhani was slowly regaining consciousness. Narasavadhani returned home in a shobha, that is, auspicious procession, with all those who followed his corpse in the funeral procession. As Sripada touched the center point of his eyebrows, Narasavadhani realized the subtle secrets of the principle of karma. He understood that the barren cow in his house was his mother and the old bullock in his house was his father. Since both of them ill-treated his paternal grandmother in her old age, they took such low births and labored for him in a servile manner. It was also clearly envisioned by him that the mother cow, while dying, requested Sripada to drink its milk, and for that Sripada assured that he would drink its milk in the next birth when it would be born as a barren cow. He also began to grasp the particular details of the subtle worlds. For instance, it became clear to him that the tantric who harmed him with tantric application would die soon, and that he would become a Brahmanical fiend in the next birth, and that Sri Charana as an ascetic would show mercy on him then. It was also known to him that in the next life he would also be favored by Sripada in the guise of an ascetic with abundant wealth. Then Sri Charana eats the preparations made from totakura and uproot the creepers of the above green leafy vegetable with his own hands and grant vessels filled with gold coins. Narasavadhini saw the future very clearly. The sportive plays of Sripada Sri Vallabha are unprecedented and uncomparable. I will let you know tomorrow benevolent advice of Sri Vallabha to Narasavadhini and his wife, and the way in which he showed mercy to them. Let us remember the name of Sripada Sri Vallabha and spend some time in a bhajan program. Let us sing his name in a melodious chorus. Sri Charana moves in a subtle form in a place where his divine name is chanted. This is literal truth. I was immediately pleased and exalted because I got association of such a great devotee as Tirumala Das.